Hey everyone, so today I just want to talk a little bit about goals and why they are so important because, yes, we need goals. I mean, you need goals for anything. So, I mean, from birth, we are ingrained with these goals. It's like, oh, how soon was your kid walking? Well, my kid was walking before you, and it's all this little competition stuff. But you have goals. I mean, we are growing up. We have this goal to start talking, to start, potty training, and going on and on to grade school, high school and college. So I'm realizing, though, I'm coming across a lot of people who, they have short-term goals, and that's great and that's awesome, but there's a disconnect because they don't really know what their long-term goals are and what they're kind of trying to achieve out of life. And it took me a long time to really figure that out as well too. I mean, that's something that's going to take you a while to figure out. I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, this is something that you got to figure out. What do you want to do with your life? I mean, that's not an easy question. That's not an easy question. And I feel like, after high school, you get a lot of that, like, hey, what are you going to do? What's your plan? But come on, like, none of us know. We have an idea what we would like to do, and, we have a lot of interests, but who really, really is definite about what they want to do? I mean, it's rare. It happens, but it's rare. And, sometimes, you might have a goal to do this. I mean, how many times do you hear about people who go to college, get their bachelor's, and then they end up not working at all in the field that they went to school for? How many? That was me. Okay? Because I got my bachelor's degree and I am not at all pursuing that at all anymore. So, but I'm not going to regret my experience. It was all great. But what my point is that, you know, we don't really know exactly what we want because we're still trying to figure it out. And that's perfectly fine. That's so okay. But, I think, some people don't even search for it anymore. Some people just kind of give up. Some people just go with the flow. And that sucks. I mean, who wants to do that? Who wants to just, go with the flow and job hunt from here to here and not really know what your purpose is? Because then that's where unhappiness comes from. And frustration and stress and anxiety and all those things that just cause somebody to break down and, depression. It's just such a ripple effect. So I think finding what you want to do, finding a long-term goal, your end result, like what are you trying to achieve, what's your purpose, I think it's so important. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. I think it's important to find the answer to that. It doesn't matter if it takes you a year or 2 years, but just keep searching for the answer. Because, I mean, it's sad when you see a lot of people. I mean, think about, like, a lot of those people who can't even retire. They're retired, they're at retirement age, but they're still working at Walmart or whatever jobs that they can. I mean, you constantly see, elderly people 60 and older working in fast food restaurants. And, it's great that, they're working and they're able to work and do this. But is that really, really where your goals are? I mean, I don't think they were at one age, maybe 30 years old saying, hey, you know what, at 65, I want to be working at Wendy's. I don't think that that's what they said. So that's why I'm trying to, make you realize, because that's something I had to realize, that it took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do. But it was so important that once I realized what it was, it's like now I have a purpose. Now I know what I'm striving for. Now I kind of know decisions and actions to take to get me there. And of course, I'm going to have more goals and more things that I'm going to want to fulfill. But I kind of know what my end result is that I want. I mean, for me, it's financial freedom. Like, that's my ultimate goal. Financial freedom, doing stuff that I love, which is like this, like just talking and teaching you guys what I'm learning. Like, that is a passion of mine. I like talking about it. It's my hobby. I do it like every day, sometimes maybe like 3 times a day. And I've gotten so much more committed because that just makes me happy. Like, I really enjoy it. So, I just want to kind of, share, some things that have kind of helped me is just writing it down. Get a pen and paper. I mean, just old school. You don't need to think too much about it. Just write down whatever it is that you like. Anything that you enjoy, just write it down. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if you can just be and do whatever you wanted to do, you didn't have to worry about money. You didn't have to worry about an education or being certified. Just whatever it is you want to do. I mean, just write it all down. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds or, whatever it is. Just write anything down. And then kind of start to, dig a little bit deeper and say, okay, well, out of these things, what do I find myself more interested in? What do I find myself more excited about? Where, those feelings, where does the excitement go? Is it, when I'm writing online, maybe I should do a blog? Or is it, when I'm talking to other people, meeting new faces? I mean, do I like interacting? Am I great with people, or am I not great with people? Do I like more being alone? And what are some things that interest you? Drawing, it doesn't matter what it is, but just find out, what are those things that you are excited about, that you really actually enjoy. And I mean, and figures, there's a way to figure out how to turn that into a career. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, how many times you see that meme about the pet rock? I mean, somebody got rich off of that, right? And that probably sounded like a dumbass idea, but guess what? Like, really, nothing is dumb. Nothing is dumb. So don't sit here and make yourself feel like whatever your thoughts are, or whatever your ideas are unworthy, because they're not. Because there's somebody who maybe to me was a dumb idea, maybe to you was a dumb idea, but guess what? Somebody bought into that. So just find out what your goals are. It doesn't matter whether you want to go back to school, get a degree, and you're passionate about helping other people. There's always a way to really, find a way to kind of create that. I mean, and once you find out what it is you want to do, then you can find a plan how to get there. And that's the whole thing. Like, for me, like I said, I found, okay, well, if I want financial freedom, what's something that I'm interested in, that I've always kind of had an interest in, that, maybe I can kind of, start to hone in on it. And it was real estate. I've always kind of been interested in it, back since Monopoly. I was like, you know what, like, man, like, I want to own Park Avenue. I want to own all of it. I want to own the whole board. So, and I had a little bit of knowledge of it, not a lot, but, my father has some properties, and so things like that. Like, what are you a little bit knowledgeable about? What are you, interested in about, what's something that intrigues you? And so I started really, digging deep and diving into it, and listening to podcasts, reading books. I mean, I have a lot of books on real estate now, and audiobooks, that I've listened to and finished that were great, that gave me a lot of great, insights and ideas. So it wasn't something that was boring to me. It wasn't like, oh, I had this, real estate book, and I had this audiobook, and it was like, and I was forcing myself. No, I wasn't forced to it. So I was intrigued by it. I was excited every time I was learning something new about it. So that's something that just kind of helped me. So I mean, it could be whatever for you. I mean, it could be whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's sports or anything. I mean, there's a way. You don't have to be an athlete, but if you're, if that's something you like, there's a different way and different outlet to kind of turn that into a passion. And that's just getting creative. But it doesn't matter what it is. Just find what your goal is, and then that way, once you pinpoint it, like I said, it could take you a year, it could take you, few years. I mean, I didn't really kind of dig deep into this maybe until a few years ago, and I was like, you know what, I think this is what I want to do. And then this last year is when I really just got serious about it. Like, you know what, like, it needs to happen now, and I need to create an action plan and learn all I can and start making this happen. So, and again, there's more to it. It's not like that's just one goal, because that's one goal to my end result, because my end result is to be financially free, and then to have more time to do other things that I want. I mean, hey, maybe 5 years from now I want to do a fashion blog or whatever it is, I don't know. But hey, if I'm financially free and I have real estate and I have the freedom to do what I want, that's an option for me. If I want to spend more time, focusing with my children and whatever it is that, their passions are, then I want to have that freedom to do that, or to travel. So you can't really get there if you don't really know what your end result is, because then what are you going through all this for? I mean, we all have bad days, we get frustrated, but if you don't really know what you're going towards and what your end result is, then you're just going to kind of be in this limbo, and you're going to be in this cycle, and you're going to keep taking a step forward and taking a step back. So I just want to share some of the things that really helped me kind of figure it out. And like I said, there's going to be way more stuff that I'm going to want to do. And that's just, I know that that's one action, that I'm working towards to get me to a numerous amount of opportunities that, I'm excited for, that I know are going to be coming to me. So, hopefully, you guys just get some pen and paper and just do it, because how many people don't write down their goals? I mean, have you written them down? Have you? Or how many times have you written them down? So it's important. Just get pen and paper, preferably pen, because with pen, they say it's a little bit more like a commitment, like you're writing, because pencil you can erase whatever, but just write it down, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You want to own a fitness gym, whatever it is. I mean, that's an idea. You know what I mean? If you're into fitness, you want to own your own gym, and there's so many different things. And maybe you don't want to be a business owner. You don't have to be, but like I said, there's just so many things that you can do. But if you don't really know what the purpose is, then like I said, you're just gonna kind of keep being in this limbo. And I just don't want to see you get to the point where you're 65, 70 years old and you're still working. And people try to be like, oh yeah, because I want to work. No, nah, motherfucker. No, you don't want to work. Because if you had money, I bet you'd have better things to be doing with your life, like travel, like go on vacations, like living on the beach. So none of that bullshit because I want us to work. Yeah, okay. Kick rocks with that stupid comment, okay? No, like, you guys want to have purpose. You want to enjoy, your grandchildren. You want to be on the beach. Like, you want to do those things. So, I mean, if you don't, then I guess that's okay too. I mean, I'm not going to force you to feel a certain way. I'm just trying to tell you, most people, they want to feel purpose. They want to feel important. They want to feel useful. I mean, we all want to be loved. We all want to, be respected and, feel good about the things we're doing and, helping other people. And that's another thing too, because if you can get there where you, are happy and you're doing things that make you happy, I mean, you can start, spending your time doing things, to serve other people and, stuff like that. So that's kind of what motivates me. I mean, again, it's going to be different for everybody. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I'm just sharing the things that motivate me and things that I'm learning. And, like I said, just step one is write it down, because I forget what the statistics are, but it's only like, I want to say maybe only it's less than like 15% of people that write down their goals. I'd have to get the actual facts for you, but I know it's not a lot. So first step is just write them down and get into the top percent, okay? Because you want to be in the top percent and you want to know what you're fighting for and have a little purpose, and ultimately you're going to be a lot happier. So you guys have a great day and go spread a little kindness out there, okay? Bye.